Finals.
Here it is.
The Fall Skirmish here at TwitchCon kicks off. Can we make some noise if you're here in San Jose?
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
All right, Jack. Question for you.
Yeah.
You know you are an absolute dominant player. Do you go to Tilted and make it your own, or do you avoid, because you know that those two teams have sparred back and forth repeatedly, which means you have maybe an opportunity to third party. As a player, would you go there?
I'm almost more worried now at this point about Zexro and his teammate coming in. Vinny, yes, thank you. I'm more about them coming in. Because it seems like each game they've looted, gotten full shields, and then rushed into Tilted and tried to third party that fight or get involved as early on as possible. I don't think that strategy from them is going to change. We'll see how it plays out here. The map obviously getting filled on and everywhere by those different arrows, by people landing and looting on up. Basically every single area getting touched here.
And we've seen a number of players hit the same spot pretty much over and over again. We saw Dusty Divot, the same teams landing there. Ghost, Aiden, and Nick Merckx.
Straight out of Tilted Towers.
Those are your cumulative stats. By the way, 9 elims, 2,758 damage dealt. A little more than that damage received. Quite a bit of wood acquired. The materials used, only 5,180. It does not surprise me because Tilted Towers has quite a few wall structures that are already built.
Yep.
Got Nick looking like he's already picked up some shield, rotating around inside. Aiden, Nick, not shielded just yet. That 6-shooter picked up for only a moment and then replaced. Gray burst, now the gray AR. He's got a legendary heavy sniper rifle, good for, I mean, a body shot with that still does 157 damage, so Gomnik's not safe from that. Neither is Super Evan. They have to be over that. You know, another full shield or anything can make them quote-unquote immune to an instant knockdown. The grappler, though, here from Nick, I would not be surprised if when they both feel ready, that grappler is going to be utilized to get all the way up on top of that big gray building that the opponents have always landed in.
Yep.
Try and get a drop down on him. He does have a trap as well. They're going to rotate away, actually, towards the basketball court. Maybe looking for more loot because Nick doesn't have any shield. Only 98 players remaining. Here we go. Tempo, Jamok. Jamok knocked down, which means Tempo's in a position. He's got to clutch up here. 1v2, and there's rocks down below, and still shield on that target. 18 and 42. Still shield on the target. He's sitting on 26, a quick bandage, but he's not going to have time. His opponent's going for an aggressive push from above. Makes a ton of sense. You want to catch this opponent off guard. And there it is. Tempo goes down. Razru and Bog stay alive and pick up 2 eliminations.
I do have to give a shout out to Tempo, though. Razru had over, I think, 175 HP, and that's how close Tempo got him with only 40 health left in his inventory. Rizar now knocked. You got to think this is not looking good. Cannot build, cannot really defend himself. Not a lot of ammo left for R7, and there's a player with a sniper on top of the mountain. There goes Tomo. Screwpools there with the elims. That's 2 elims for them, but there's already another team here already looking for another fight. Will they glider on in is the question. How weak do they think Screwpools and R7 are?
Over the snipe. Oh. Goes for it. No shield on that target. He's going to go for the repeat. The grenade, basically a perfect throw there down to 4 HP. Mowgli's going to panic a little bit and gets caught off guard by Payne.
Payne with perfect grenades right there. Look at Payne's sitting by itself there, just northwest of Leaky Lake, and another one at Viking Village.
I don't know. I'm hoping that whoever that is up there, hopefully they realize that they're both alone and right next to a crate, Jack.
They're worried it's bait. You know that feeling.
Absolutely. The amusement area of Dusty. Those are good opportunities to harvest a ton of metal simultaneously.
Nibs and Korea to fight. You got to think that this looks like Zoof's fight to win. Crowdot just staying alive for a second, looking all around. Zoof, so much HP compared to his opponents here. Matching the builds, beautifully done, no hesitation. He wants to edit on in here. Can he hit the shot? He does. There goes Nibs. Wondering where the teammate is. It will wind up being Korea on the other side. Korea's just falling down towards the low side. Crowdot hears him, so Zoof's going to sprint right on over. Great teamwork here.
Minigun is excellent at removing any building your teammate,
Good luck,
your opponent might put down. Yeah. Kind of doesn't matter how many rounds, how many materials your opponent has. If you've got enough ammunition, they're not going to be able to outbuild that thing. But he runs out of small ammo, so it turns into a push opportunity. They're trying to track this opponent underneath, and there they might find him and get a tag. 41 damage, the dual pistols. This thing shred through materials. Wouldn't surprise me. He's going to go for the push through, and he does get Korea caught inside his own box there.
There it goes.
A trap. He had to have heard that.
9 grenades still left for Zexro.
He might have just spotted Funk through that doorway.
Yeah, I think he did.
Oh, the trap there. Grenades coming out for Funk, probably trying to back out at this point. Nope. Down to the bottom, the edit there.
You think the end's got to be near here for Nate Hill. Nice little grenade use. But
there it is. They actually
landed on top of
himself.
And there he goes. It was one of those things where it was almost like Misery Loves Company, I think.
It's an interesting swap, too. I mean, that almost is it could be based on placement on the leaderboard, as best we can. Take a quick look back. Nibs, Zoof, we were watching this fight earlier. Zoof got the knockdown there on Nibs. He finishes with the bludgeon.
Match the caliber of these top mouse and keyboard players. And there's the Make It Rain bonus on the side of your screen. It's right now tied between Caliber, Nolan, and Aiden and Nick Merckx. Remember, if it is tied, it will roll on over to the next game. Continue on through. Both players now at max shields. They've got 2 just below them. That's perfect tilt and Diggy. And Aiden's just going to reset with this launch pad for the moment.
The majority of this building he's on top of right now, the outside surfaces look like they've been replaced already, and Aiden and Nick might actually own it. We'll have to see as they move into here. Nick's looking, stink grenades. He gets a tag. You could hear the audio cue there, which means he knows there's somebody in the bottom of this. He's going to try and go inside. He doesn't own the surfaces. He had to knock him out. There's that, oh my gosh, a laser from the side as the sandwich happens. You got to watch out just potentially if there's a trap in there. Got to be careful, but Nick pushing inside. Maybe misses. He doesn't realize his AR isn't reloaded. He has the double barrel, gets the knock on perfect tilt. The trap, though, he's got to be very careful. He's going to hug that corner so it doesn't go off. Gets that elim. Diggy is still alive somewhere in here.
That's at least 3 limbs now for Nick Merckx and Aiden. That's another point for this duo.
The crowd behind us cheering for this duo. They're making sure they hold on to this. Nick has his eyes on Diggy. He's going to try and push up. I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't maybe some drop down from underneath. Oh, surface replace. He's got to hear him.
There's one thing you know about
there
playing
it
with
is,
Nick
the
Merckx.
shot on Diggy, and he gets another elim.
There's one thing you know about playing with Nick Merckx. It's this man gets the double barrel, and now on the right side of your screen, look at the Make It Rain bonus. They've got the lead right now as time's ticking down. Here's some earlier on. Lands right on 1. This Villix didn't even react.
Basically makes Villix eat that double barrel. Meanwhile, Aiden, this is still earlier, sneaks inside the box and gets Giganza, catches him off guard on the inside. That's 4 elims total this game, all 4 of them in the Make It Rain bonus. And inside this box, Nick Merckx with a number of traps, gets a knock on Cease. This could be number 5 and gets it. Elevate goes down to the trap as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're coming to life.
Absolutely dominating this game. 58 players left. 6 elims. They're 1 away from 3 points based on elims away. And I got to say, Jack, I think this Make It Rain bonus is in the bag for them. 24 seconds left.
These 2 boys are about
They're
to
not done yet. They're pushing up top. Aiden's got more players above him. The comms between these 2 we were watching earlier, you can see
Nick
Nick
huge build battle right now. It's Morgossi and Saint versus Nick Merckx and Aiden. Nick and Aiden trailing, getting some damage done. If they get these 2, they're in big bonus territory. Aiden matching this. Look at what he's doing right. Absolutely stunning. He's got the high ground for the moment. The shot comes in.
Are you kidding me?
By Saint.
Nick fighting out.
There's the other, and Nick's on his feet, folks. It's big bonus as the duo has made this arena erupt.
Look at Nick Merckx' materials at this point as well. He's sitting on over 2,500. The share with Aiden's got to be coming up here in a second. They take a moment to recoup from this. And Jack, these boys just showed up big.
And they are not done yet. Tilted Towers, it's theirs. Build battles, it's theirs. And they are hungry for more. Already a 4-point game for Nick Merckx and Aiden. And they've got the high ground, they've got the health and mats to do it. This could be how they rise back up the ranks. We mentioned how they needed to come back, and there it is. I mean, they've got double the amount of limbs a second. Nick is just firing on down. Every other elim they get from here is big bonus. Every elim is another point. They know this. They know how key this is right now.
Jack, 50 players left at this point. Yeah, a little bit of a heart attack there, I think, for everybody. As Nick drops down just a little bit.
This man doesn't stop. They're not even together anymore.
Aggressive push. He doesn't even care. Aiden see what they've been doing this entire time, but it might cost him.
We've seen this before, though.
Happened in the previous match. A little bit too aggressive.
Yes.
Aiden's gonna, at this point, most likely slow down just a second. Catch his breath. You have to realize he's got to push when his teammate is available. Now's the time to take advantage of this.
Nick,
they both know that.
He's right on the edge of the zone. He's got to move on in. There you go. Still doing it.
It's all materials. Aiden needs material backup from Nick. Nick's sitting on quite a bit here, so material share is going to be.
He's also got shields for him, but this is the downside of them being so split, you know? Aiden's just got to get. Aiden needs to get lost for a second here in all these builds, and he couldn't be further from the next zone. That's another big worry now, too.
These hand grenades might come in key. He's just going to huck some grenades as high as he can. I think he's trying to drop them in on a structure from above. And he's doing so actually really well against the knock on Ghoul. The heavy snipe swaps. Here it comes. He's going for another pair as he pushes in. Gets the Elim on Ghoul. There's one left from that duo. Still alive. 65, and there was a rift just in front of him. He's going to go in for it.
No way.
Can he make it in time?
No.
He can't. He's got to rotate with the Storm Jack, and he's got to stay ahead of it. He's got tons of players in front of him. He might actually get this one as well.
No! He gets shot in the back. Nick is still in this, though. Nick can fire from above. He's got tags on one. He's got eyes on another, but Nick's got to move. He still has a ton of materials and shield. Nick now, though, he's in the fray with everybody else and no longer can just aim down on others. He's getting tagged by this zone down to 33 HP, down to 25 HP, down to 17 HP, down to 9 HP.
And that's 9 eliminations total for this duo, though, Jack.
Brilliant game from them.
The crowd going absolutely wild for the show those two just put on. 30 remaining, 8 seconds until this circle closes, and Nolan is missing his teammate, taking shots there as he catches players trying to rotate. This storm, next one's going to be punishing. 50 seconds, and it's already moving. The far south. Everybody's going to have to relocate, and you're going to want to pay attention to your feet quite a bit. Tendons didn't stick a landing in the middle of that, and this spread, top to bottom, we have a pair all the way at the top. But Carlos and the Generals, they're starting to drop down, and they may have just caught the team from Hero off guard. No, General actually got knocked by a fall, 29 meters. He missed deploying the glider on the way in. Bog looking for an Elim here on the outside. Maybe a player very low. Looks for the Elim. 34 shield tag. It gets shot from the back as he's trying to rotate in. His teammate Raz might not be able to save him. The circle is still rotating a player directly above him. A heal. This seemingly in the open. How is this man not getting spotted?
He's just got to go for it. He's just got to go for it at this point. As Raz is just sneaking on up. So little health.
Might actually be someone inside the box who's immediate right back there. 39 HP. He's got an opportunity here just to heal up. Cloaksy's still in this thing. Looks like Tfue may have been eliminated earlier.
But Cloaksy's got 4 limbs.
And as
I think that's the 5th.
That's 5th.
Cloaksy now at 5 limbs.
Himself. Cloaksy has been putting out a show already.
I'm telling you, he's the MVP. He is the MVP so far today, absolutely. Oh, and an awkward fight. Didn't land the trap. He's getting ripped up from everywhere, though. He's the target of multiple players at the moment. He's just going to reset with the glider.
Scoots out in the storm just barely, landing right next to this tree, kind of hiding himself in the structure. Blood and Raz both looking for a med kit. A shot through and Raz goes down. Only a handful of players left alive here. 11. Geber solo has 2 med kits, a mini, 2 campfires, which means this heal off might be his if nobody else sees him. Marksman checks out early. Nolan only bandages. We've got rockets coming. Base Soldier secures an elimination on the Mentos. Kayun gets knocked by a rocket.
And was that Geber who had all that healing?
It is indeed.
Because he just got eliminated.
He just got eliminated. Cloaksy's still alive. The shot, he shot up close. Are you kidding me? Base Soldier with a rocket. 5 players left. 6 Elims there on Cloak as Sean's still alive from Ghost. Going for a play against...
2 versus 1.
Absolutely annihilated on the way up.
Here's the end of the game. They're dropping 40 falls. He falls down, and they don't know where the final player is.
He must be sitting out in the storm healing.
Oh,
there it is.
My gosh! Yeah! Ronan wins it!
Just barely staying alive, hugging the center of that circle. But Mazin Bog took home 6 Elims that game. Cloak with 6 to his own name. But
5 teams had 5 or more Elims that game.
But I think the elimination story in that one, Nick Merckx and Aiden, but these gentlemen from Hero taking home the Victory Royale.
Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Here it is again. Look, Blood trying to out-heal the zone. Hero just
Way
sticking with the moving
zone.
And they had a couple more seconds to go, but there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 games through as we continue to push along to figure out who will be our Fortnite Fall Skirmish Grand Champions. Man, I'll tell you right now, what an incredible moment that was watching Nick Merckx step at the end there. Remember, this is the match 5 results. This is just from this game alone. Nick Merckx and Aiden at the top at 5 points. But the big thing to take note of in that 4th spot, Cloakzy and Tifu with 3. They'll build more on that lead that they had. And I don't see Nate Hill and Funk Bomb on there, the team in 2nd. So you got to think their lead right back up there yet again, strong as ever with only 1 game left.
They're intelligent players, though, as are, everybody else playing this, everyone that's involved in this. They all know what they're doing. So you're going to see people start to make plays, decisions based on their current potential placement, what you see on your screen and what we saw before is your 13 through 25. There will be changes to play styles.
Yeah.
You mentioned Nate Hill and Funk Bomb. We've seen them put on a show before. They've been a duo for a very long time. There has to be